In the beginning, when it first started, my daughter was she was just a baby. She was like 7 months old. And that's when I first left him, is because he started getting violent. Actually, it was before that, but I think I just brushed it off and whatever, thought, well, he's just drunk or whatever.
I always thought I never want to be like him. That was what I swore, that I would never, ever be like my dad. And I did pretty good until I pushed my wife.
He was violent, and he didn't care, you know, that I'm a woman and the size of me. He didn't care. He was just mad. He didn't see anything but red.
I was lucky she only bruised her leg, but I've had friends push their wives and they're dead now. A lot of them are dead because, like I said, all I did was push her. But I never realized that, you know, just pushing her could lead to a lot of bad things, hitting tables, brick walls, stuff like that.
Well, what's different about it is that it is much more than just a program. We delve deep inside the person to find out where that anger comes from. We take participants back to maybe a childhood, possibly, and to see what did they witness growing up. Who were their role models? What roles did women play? What roles did men play? Were they able to express feelings?
Yeah, my dad he did all the beatings and everything. Whenever my mom would say, you know, he's not listening, then my dad would just start beating on me. Belts, sticks. Oh, wow, just about anything you could use. My dad used on me, punching me, kicking me. I went through all of that. They wouldn't buy me clothes. They make me go out to other places to look for food.
You wonder why a person is so angry, and you wonder why they have come to this point of violence and rage. By looking at their history, looking at their past, then they begin to understand that, yes, they've held that anger, they've held that pain so long. Now they can release some of that. They can share some of that and begin their healing process.
When I first started here, I was a very, very angry person. I hated everybody, everything. I couldn't go much in life without a fight, an argument about anything. But now I've learned to use the skills to think before I react, how to take a time out, how to step away and, you know, say, well, time to stop this.
It's not always the women that are the victims. Sometimes they are also the abusers, and that's what we were finding, that many of the women were also very angry. What was decided that they would both receive the same tools to deal with anger. They come together, receive the same message on each side, and we find that it's worked out very well. And when we do have time for sharing, the men hear from the women hear from the men, and sometimes it's the very first time they've heard each other's stories. Then it helps to make them understand how each other has felt or what each other has gone through.
I think the hardest thing being in that situation is to find somebody that you trust, that you can reach out to for help. I think that's the most important thing, is to let your ego go and say, I need help. They've never taught me that I was wrong in any way for being angry for anything that I've ever been angry for. They never said, oh, you know, you shouldn't be like that, or, you know, that's wrong. They've never ever said that to me. They've always said, okay, so we understand how you're feeling. We'll help you out with it. And then you just feel so much better after all that, you know, that you handled it that way, and you didn't have to have any of the BS in between. You could just jump from there and then to solving the problem or figuring out a solution, you know, to use for that problem.
I've seen it work. I've seen it work with my husband, who actually took the program himself. He made changes in his life. And his changes have affected myself, my children, my grandchildren. And so this is how I know that it works, because it worked for me to see how a person can change.
Oh, it's way better. My relationship's a lot better. My kids are a lot better for it. And my granddaughter, she just loves the way I am now, whereas she was scared of me when I first started coming here. And she realizes the difference. Grandpa isn't the same angry guy that he was when she first moved in, when she was a baby. Now she realizes, you know, Grandpa's a great guy.
I've learned you don't have to have the anger, but you can learn how to forgive, and you can learn how to move on, and you can learn to keep on growing and knowing that that was just a moment in your life. And there's more to that, more to life than dwelling on that one little thing that happened.
So it's a journey that people take and they work on it on a daily basis. And it'll go on probably till they're gone. But what they're doing is they're setting the path for the future generations. And that's really important.
Now I can be there for my children and have those tools for them and teach them how to use it in the world so that they can live a little bit of a healthier life than what we had to go through.